It's the guts and it's the glory. 100 stripes, 100 stories. It's the pledge of allegiance on the 4th of July. It's the handwritten letters from home. It's the sleepless nights alone. Newborn baby you left at your wife. It's the red, white, and blue. Lay down his life. It's the red, white, and blue. While these stars in the stripes. From the hills of Indiana, from the swamps of Louisiana, to the golden coast of California. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, lay down his life. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, while these stars in the stripes.
Hey, Battle on the Home Front. I got an amazing show with Rich Kaufman. Amazing guy. Big shout out to my sponsors, Prater Roofing and Construction, Barrage Coffee, Active Duty RX, American Wholesale Hemp, and Can-Tek Labs. Y'all stick around for this show. Battle on the Home Front. We're here. I got my good friend Rich Kaufman. He is a author, a combat veteran, a motivator. He's an inspiration. What's up, my man?
Not much, man. Just enjoying life, hanging out with the family. Obviously, we're family, so I'm just grateful to be able to hang out.
Yeah, brothers in Christ. That is for sure. We figured that out on your show that I was actually on. And I was grateful and honored to be on your show as well. So please give us a little bit backstory. Tell us about your time in service, and then we'll start getting into all the good stuff because I think this is going to be a really great show.
All right. The quick down and dirty. Had my first drink at age 12, full-blown alcoholic at age 13. Joined the military at 86. Found that I can drink and do acid at the same time, so I became alcoholic and drug addict. Did 2.5 years. I got like 5 Article 15s and 2 field grades, and they finally booted my ass out. Then I rejoined in a couple years later. Now I don't like us like you know we were talking about it earlier, but the only way I can say this is I wasn't drinking anymore. I was dry. I wasn't sober. I was dry. And when I joined the military again, they were due to throw me out for the second time, not for being a drunk, but just for being an asshole. And thank God, 9/11 happened. My life got destroyed and rebuilt in that one day of September 11, 2001. We could talk about that. But they decided to keep me, and I became a non-commissioned officer within 4 years, 1 Soldier of the Year. I finished with over 23 years in the military, National Guard, Army time together. I got hurt on duty. That's why if you guys can see me, I can't see you because I'm blind. And so they medically discharged me out of the military. And that's when I started to Memorial Day 2012 is the day I attempted suicide. Thank God I didn't complete it. That's a story in itself. And after that is I started going for help. And that's when I started helping other veterans that are struggling with, PTSD, traumatic brain injuries, depression, and alcoholics, and drug addicts. So that's my story in a nutshell, and we'll go wherever you want to go with it.
Yeah, so you're a Cab Scout, infantry. What else did you do?
First I was a tanker, so I ended up being a tank commander. And then when I got back in and I changed my life on September 11th, is when I decided to be the best soldier I can be. So whatever courses they offered me, I went.
Yeah.
Whatever they offered me. So they offered me 11 Bravo School. I went there. They offered me 19 Delta School, which is Calf Scout. I went there. I took whatever courses they wanted to send me. So I actually got 3 different MOSs.
That's awesome. Yeah, you're talking about all those Article 15s, and I've said this on the show as well. Command Sergeant Major Robert Patterson, Medal of Honor recipient. I had the honor, absolute honor, for him to come to the luncheon in Oklahoma City, and he was on stage and he was talking, and he said, "I'm the only one that received an Article 15 in the morning and received the Medal of Honor in the evening." I thought that was, the Article 15s do not determine whether you're a good soldier or not. I myself got some too. So, tell me about the book you wrote.
Oh, the book I wrote, it was called A Hero's Journey, and I got a lot of flack for it. People were saying, "Well, you're calling yourself a hero," and I was like, "No." I said, if you read the book, take the time to read, spend $1, read the book. You'll notice that as soon as you open up the book, now you're a little bit younger than I am, but everybody knows Superman. Everybody knows Christopher Reeve.
Yeah.
And his quote is the opening quote in the book. And it was given to me by Dana Reeves, his wife. And it talks about a real hero is somebody that is willing to give their life for somebody else, like the 343 firefighters that ran into the buildings on 9/11 and didn't come home. And that's what the book is about. It's about my story, but it's at the end of each chapter, it's a learning tool. And the last 2 chapters are what does addiction really look like, not what you think it looks like, and what suicide looks like, and not what you think it looks like. And all the money that I've ever made off the book has gone back to help veterans and first responders that are struggling with suicidal thought. So I don't make $1 off anything that I ever do, and that's all on purpose.
Yeah, no, that's cool. I'm gonna definitely have to order the book.
It's on Kindle. Got so many high recommendations. It's actually been used in some college courses. They've actually asked me if they can use the book in some college courses. So it's changing people's lives.
That's awesome. You got 32 years of sobriety under your belt. That's congratulations, first off.
Well, unfortunately, I didn't get to the rooms on my own. I actually robbed a police officer, and he gave me a choice to get me. I robbed him like $5,000. So he gave me a choice to either get the money back to him, which I did. I begged, borrowed, didn't steal, but I begged and borrowed. And he said I had to go to 90 meetings in 90 days. So instead of hitting 90 meetings, I hit something like 300 in a row. And I haven't had a drink or a drug, anything harder than an aspirin, since 1989.
That's awesome. I know we were just talking about it a second ago, but it's and this is what I was talking about as well is, since probably 11, 12 years old, I've been active in addiction my whole life. It is what it is, but it's crazy how the true you, the real you, comes out in sobriety. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. It's weird because in the last 4 or 5 years in my life have I truly been sobriety, and it's crazy how toxic you are in sobriety, and you don't realize who you are, and you have this image of yourself, and it's totally different from what the outside world sees. So I congratulate you on your sobriety. I think it's a beautiful thing.
And no matter how many years you have, it's still 124 at a time. And people will think it's, when I talk to them about, I still have to protect myself. Like, I can't use regular mouthwash. People don't understand it, or that when my wife cooks cookies, can't use regular vanilla extract because it's alcohol based. So you still be aware of everything that you do and everywhere you go. Even if you're getting a drink from, a Diet Coke from a bar somewhere, I still have my wife taste it just in case. You always have to be aware.
Yeah. How how crucial was a role in with your partner, your wife? Because I know how crucial mine was. Mine was a big factor of saving my life as well.
Well, my wife knew me when I was that we knew each other when I was 13. When I was that drunken idiot, she loved me back then. So she knew the bad side of me, and now she knows the good side of me. So, it's kind of like Beauty and the Beast. And she's definitely the beauty, and I'm definitely the beast.
Yeah. You got, I thought you had one podcast, and when we were talking, I just found out you had another podcast. But the one podcast that you have right now, that's the 8th most listened veteran-based podcast. Tell me a little bit about what you're doing with that.
Well, the way it started was I started out, I was just talking about products and reviewing different products because I was in the health and fitness industry. So it started out a review podcast. But then last year, after I lost my vision, I had to do something to get out of that pit, or else I knew that I might attempt suicide again. So I started to focus on podcasts, and I started asking different veterans that were struggling with the same things I was to come on and tell their stories of experience, strength, and hope. And it just blew up from there. I've had General Petraeus come on. I've had a couple SEAL commanders. I got an NFL player coming on that spent 15 years in the NFL. So it just kind of exploded, but it's still, I do not have very many very many downloads, but I guess it's the people that do listen get something out of it. That's the whole point.
100%. I know I get discouraged with myself with this show. I'm only up to 102 subscribers, and you can get down on yourself real quick, but you got to think about that. We have, even if I know that I have 10 people that religiously every week watch this show, and I'm grateful for them and I'm thankful for them, and it pushes me to do what I do even when I'm getting discouraged, and I know that it'll pick up and keep momentum and keep going. But hey, we're going to take a quick commercial break. Y'all check out the sponsors, Active Duty RX and Prater Roofing and Construction.
Introducing all new, safe, natural relief. A cannabinoid-rich, clarity and focus formula when it matters most. You've got a job to do. Anxiety isn't an option. Programmed to keep you moving. A product exclusively manufactured for Active Duty RX by Can-Tek Labs.
Hey, we're back. Battle on the home front here with Rich. Good guy. I'm excited about this show. We were just talking about, being discouraged with our shows or not enough viewers or listeners, but we know the people that watch it's important. It's going to continue to grow. So please tell me, Rich, what about your other show that you got that you just launched as well?
It's called Vertical Momentum, and I guess I was looking for, because what happened was when I first started my show, as you know, Facebook and all these other companies started cracking down on supplements, and they would not let my show on Apple. And I have like 200 episodes. So I figured I had to start a whole new show just to get on Apple. So I started the new Vertical Momentum show, and it's going to be for thought leaders and for people that are changing the world. And it's also I got some cool merchandise going to be coming out soon. So it's kind of like having two different brands. One is going to be very military centric, and the other one is going to be for more, athletes, authors, and high performers in the outside world. So it's kind of the best of both worlds.
I love it. You gotta mentor me. I think in a few years, once I figure out all this mental health that I'm dealing with, I definitely want to write a book. So you gotta guide me on that.
Oh, when I wrote the book, is, you know, because in recovery, I got really frowned upon. People really talk down upon me because, you know, in AA, you're supposed to be anonymous. But I kind of just put everything, all the dirty, grimy stuff I ever did, I just put it out in public so people can start asking for help.
For sure.
So that's why I wrote the book, just so people knows that, okay, you know, maybe Rich was, you know, a homeless drug addict, you know, but now he's living a $500,000 home. You know, maybe he's been through, you know, 3 marriages, but now he's got a beautiful wife and 3 beautiful children. It was just to give people hope and to let know that, you know, you're not the only one that struggles with this crap and you don't have to deal with it anymore.
I think it's important. It was really hard for me to talk about the past, and I'm getting comfortable now. From where I've was to where I'm at now, it's definitely a different ball game, and I'm in a different area. And it was hard for me to talk about those things, and it took a lot of courage. And I'm realizing that now, and still to this day, if someone wants me to kind of give them a brief bio or whatever it is, I cry. I cry. I get emotional. I'm grateful for what God put me through, and I didn't always understand it. I remember whether it was homeless or being in prison in that cell and thinking to myself, Lord, what did well, I know what all the bad I've done. And I at that time, I thought I was being punished for it. And that's not how my God works. And I thought, I just couldn't understand it. God, why are you doing this to me? And now I realize now down the road that he was setting the foundation for the rest of my life to continue to help people and do what I do and to help me, because everything that I do, whether it's my companies aimed towards helping veterans and patriots or whoever it is, it's therapy for me. I give back and I love to help, and that I still battle to this day. I still battle with mental health. I have to practice self-care. It's this new thing that I'm on now, and trying to step back from the high-paced life I live with running multiple companies, a veteran outreach program, a YouTube channel, and all these things. And I have to step back and take care of my own self. But what do you do for self-care? Because I really want to get into this, because right now I'm on some self-care. So please.
You know, I've been struggling a lot with the same issue. And, you know, like you said, I know I was going to be on the show until, you know, you told me. But, you know, last night, I just said, you know, before I went to bed last night, you know, because I'm so wrapped up in having the 2 podcasts and, you know, all this. And I just said, you know what, Lord, I put it in your, I'm in charge of the work, but you're in charge of the results. And that's when I just had to say, all right, you know, today I have to take care of myself in order, you know, like even if lifesavers, you know, if you're a lifeguard, you got to make sure that you're not drowning first before you can try to save somebody else. And a lot of times, you know, because we're taking the arrows for everybody, you know, sometimes the strongest get weak also. So sometimes we just have to reach down and say, you know what, Lord, take over.
Yeah.
You know, that's why, you know, there is a God and I'm not him. So I just let him take over and say, Lord, I'm giving it all to you today because I can't handle it. Yeah. And somehow it's working its way out today. I feel good today. Don't know about tomorrow, but I'm in today and I'm focusing on today.
Yeah, you're spot on with that, because even in the military, in a situation, if someone goes down, the first thing you do is return fire. You protect yourself before you can help your battle with that situation. And so you're spot on with that. And, you know, and have you seen some of my content on either TikTok or Facebook? I've been trying to just give little pointers and tips of how I've been dealing with mental health. We're not immune to it. Even no matter what you do in life, it's going to be there. The trauma from the past will resurface. I had a trigger last week and I had to take a day off of that. And you have to recognize these things. And there's so many veterans that are killing themselves either through suicide or with pharmaceuticals through suicide as well. But you have to take a moment for yourself. You have to figure out what works best for you. And I figured something out the other day, and I did some content on it talking about, not with self care. Not everything is going to be what you want it to be. You know, I had a bunch of anxiety because I've been falling behind on my house. My garage was a mess. I've been working on wood tables out there, and I have wood everywhere. And my skunk was tearing stuff up. Yes, I have a pet skunk. If my viewers don't know that, but it's important to knock out those little tasks, those little things that are causing you anxiety and making you have self-hatred towards yourself. I think those are some important things. What do you do, Rich, when it comes to self-care? How do you take care of yourself? What's some of your escapes? Maybe I can catch on and do what you're doing.
Well, I'm the world's worst guitar player, but I sometimes I play just in order to get out of my own head. I play video games. I play NASCAR. I'm a big NASCAR guys, and it just zones me out. But like talking about like right next to me where we're sitting, I actually have a little spot, but it's been a mess for like a year, and I wanted to start cleaning it up a little bit. But I just, yesterday I decided, you know what? Maybe I'm not going to do it all in one day, but at least let me take 20 minutes out every day to do it. So I started eating the elephant, one bite at a time. And I think maybe somebody that's struggling, with different things, because, in a program it says time takes time. It didn't take, 10 minutes to ruin your life with drugs and alcohol. And, it's not going to take 10 minutes to get your life back. So just take time.
Love it, man. Hey, we're going to take another quick break. Check out Barrage Coffee and American Wholesale Hemp. Battle on the home front. We're back. We're doing it via Zoom. We got to reach people from all over the state and country, and not everybody can come into the studio, so we're opening it up this way. So, Rich, please let me know about the Mental Health Summit coming up, because I'm definitely going to promote, support you, and I will be attending it, I promise, because when it comes to mental health, I need all the help I can get.
Well, the Mental Health Summit is called Today I Decide. And it all started out is because about 2 months ago, we had a veteran summit. And I told my story about how the day I attempted suicide on Memorial Day 2012. And that was the day that I decided that I'd rather be a father and a husband than a statistic. And it went viral. It got a lot of people emotional. So had somebody reach out to me and say, hey, let's do a mental health summit. And then I said, sure, why not? And my friend Ryan Hunt of Mountain Up he's doing all the behind the scenes work. We're going to have 12 different speakers. I'm the last speaker, and it's going to be free on Facebook. It's going to be on Zoom. It's free for all veterans, first responders, and their families. And it's just talking about the mind, the body, and the spirit. Because usually if one is off, they're all off.
Yeah.
So, and it's a way of, having different speakers that have dealt with different things. Annette Wittenberger, she's had military sexual trauma. So speakers like that have been through the crap, that are willing to reach their hands down and pull other people up. That's what it's all about. And it's free. Nobody makes any money off of it. And it's all just to pay it forward and give back, like they say in the program. You can't have what you cannot give away freely. So that's why
yeah, I'm excited to hear that. Did you say the date and time when that is?
April 3rd. And if they want to find out about it, all they have to do is go in their search bar and hit hashtag Today I Decide, and it'll come up.
Yeah, and I think it's important for people to know that there is no magical pill that's going to help you with mental health. It takes a lot of different things, and what I truly believe with every bit in me, that first off, you have to get away from pharmaceuticals. God was the best pharmacist. He knew what he was doing when he put every plant, herb on this earth, and so getting away from pharmaceuticals is really important. It's literally the reason that I started Active Duty RX. I think food is medicine as well. What we put into our bodies is crucial for mental health, and spiritually is crucial as well. If you don't have a connection in that sort, you're in trouble. I'm gonna pray for you, but whatever you decide on that. But I think that, and then exercising, just like with what we did in the military, and I'm guilty of not doing it as much as I should. There's no doubt about that. I have a gym out in my garage, and I don't use it as much as I should. What do you think?
I just put out a post on TikTok because I'm following your lead. You're somebody I looked up to on TikTok, but I put out a post that, we were the fittest alcoholics you'll ever see. Whether we were sober, whether we were drunk, we were still running PT every morning. We still had to keep our mind and body in shape. And I think when we get out, we kind of get lazy, start eating bonbons, and then the pounds start coming on, and then we start feeling bad for ourselves. So then it just creates another perfect storm. So and you can only do one thing at a time. You can't eat the whole elephant, but you can only take it one bite at a time. And being healthy physically, mentally, and spiritually takes work. You got to work at it. Anything worthwhile is worth working for.
Yeah, there's always going to be enemies in a good fight, and all them little things that are stacking up against us is definitely an enemy. And you said it best. Like, you have to fight for it. If you're going to lay down, you're going to lay down. You're going to die. There's no other option with that. You're either a fighter or you're a quitter. I know everybody watching this show is not a quitter, or you wouldn't be watching this show. There's a reason that you watch my show, is because it's going to help you in some sort of way. And so I think it's important to know that you have to dig deep. I still battle mental health. I have been going through the last 3-4 days. I've had to take off. I had to be at my house, and I have to address things with my wife. I still, to this day, I will have my eyes closed and something in my head tells me, you would not feel all this shit if you would just kill yourself. And I still battle them demons.
And
I'm a fighter. So
I want to touch on it real quick. Is it got me thinking. My wife has been working 16 hours a day, homeschooling the kids, and last week she felt like she was having a nervous breakdown. And I thought to myself, I'm willing to help anybody in this whole world, but sometimes I don't even help the person that's sitting across the kitchen table from me.
yeah.
I had to say, all right, I need to focus on home first, and then everything else will go out.
Yeah.
So I definitely do.
I'm guilty of that as well, and that's something that me personally I have been upset with myself about. I think one of the main symptoms of my post-traumatic stress is my anger, my short-temperedness, and my children, I'm short-tempered. I'm not mean to them, but I'm annoyed easy, and I don't want to be around my children, and I'm guilty of that. And the same for my wife is, I got to be there for her, and I'm trying to save the world, because helping veterans and my brothers and sisters is therapy to me. But you definitely have to, the people that are next to you in your circle should love you, support you, and you should definitely do the same. I talk about that all the time, about having people around you that is good for you. But one of the things that I'm grateful for in my wife is she knows my symptoms, she sees them, and we address them together. I think having people around you that that know your issues, and that's one of the reasons that I advocate and I talk about this on this show, is to break the stigma. Tough guys get sick too, and it's important for the people around you to be able to see these triggers, to know that you're not okay, and to be able to address them, to help you, to be loving and nurture you. And that's not them babying you, and you don't have to feel weak about that. But my wife can see when something ain't right with me, and I'm grateful for that because, I hear it in my head talking to me. I hear the devil all the time in my ear. And so it's important to have people around you that can help. But
and I'm thankful to my wife because she'll be around me and she'll be like, you know what? You need to get your ass to a meeting. Yeah. And I'm like, yep.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, my wife's a hard ass. She'll get on to me real quick, but there's only people that are dealing with what we deal with. There's only the bad ending for that, man, and we can't give up, we can't fight, and that's why so many veterans are taking their own lives, because it's tiring, but you just got to keep fighting. You got to keep pushing. There's such a good life. I never thought in a million years that I'd be where I'm at. But everything comes with a cost, and there's a price to it, because I can help support and motivate people, because I went down very dark, bad roads. And there's a price to pay. I live with them things constantly, but having people around that helps me and supports me is one tool that I use. And I hope for my audience out there, I hope what I tell y'all can help you and motivate you. Rich, please, man, plug away. I want to thank you first off, brother. You're amazing. I look forward to definitely doing some more shows with you and also reading your book. But please plug away. Tell everybody how to find you, what to look for.
Well, when I met Gary V and we actually got to talk for a little bit, I said, Gary, I need something from you. I'm not walking out of here without you giving me a golden nugget that I can use. And he said, Rich, I want you to make yourself a hashtag. I didn't know what he meant. He said, so whatever you do, make yourself a hashtag. So when somebody wants to click on it, they can find all your social media for free. So if somebody hashtags the comeback coach, it'll come up on everything that I've ever done social media with. And it's all free. So you don't have to, all you got to do in your toolbar, search hashtag the comeback coach, and it comes up on everything that I do.
I'm writing that down right now. Hashtag, get my own hashtag.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, y'all heard it. Hashtag the comeback coach. You can find all of his platforms, everything going on. You can always reach out to me as well, and I'll help you get in contact with this amazing guy. Brother, salute you, man. Keep fighting the good fight, man.
Thank you so much. And guys, I just want to say before I head off is just remember that the three most important words in the English language are today, I decide. Because once you make a decision, and all you have to do is execute after that.
Yeah. I love you, brother. I look forward to talking to you again.
Thank you so much, brother. I love you.
See you. All right. Thank you all for watching. Amazing show, emotional show for me. I'm grateful. I'm humble for everybody that does watch this show. I hope it helps you and motivates you. Self-care, practice it. It's important. I'll see y'all next week.
It's the guts and it's the glory. 100 stripes, 100 stories. It's the pledge of allegiance on the 4th of July. It's the handwritten letters from home. It's the sleepless nights alone. Newborn baby you left at your wife. It's the red, white, and blue leads down his life. It's the red, white, and blue. While these stars in the stripes.